WRWL YouTube TV 9. Coming up next, RWL Late Night Wrestling. Good evening, RWL fans. I hope your evening's going as great as you'd want it to be. Welcome to RWL Late Night. I'm Chicago Danny Assam, former RWL Wrestling Manager. I'm joined by Southwest Regional General Manager Gene Berrie and Gino. A terrific lineup, an hour of great RWL wrestling ahead of this Saturday's Snarl. To be sure, Danny. Good evening, everyone. We've got a ladies' non-title main event involving Women's International Champion Jody Dvorak, the Wimp Kitten, the Memphis Millionaire, going up against Cherie Roy, up-and-comer, the Queen of the Black Garden. That's going to be a terrific main event, Danny. And we also got Mad Dog Mark McKay in the building. There's a terrific tag team match on tap. Stick around. It's going to be great. And we'll be back with our opening match involving X-Pac and the Honky-Tonk Man in just a moment. Our opening contest tonight, look who's back, Danny. Two short welfare Popeyes, Scott Bell, standing at ringside with X-Pac as he goes one-on-one against the Honky-Tonk Man, accompanied by the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Well, Gino, you know the schmuck had to come back sooner or later.
Hey, yo, DJ, put a minute back to the record, baby, and give me this swag.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to RWL Late Night. Our first match this evening, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by two short welfare Popeye Scott Bell from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 221 pounds. Here is X-Pac.
It really takes about 4 weeks to recover from a fractured collarbone and 3 cracked ribs. Scott Bell has decided he's going to come back early. No doubt he's going to get himself into trouble right out of the gate. He's got more trouble than you can imagine. Remember I said at the start of the program, Mad Dog McKay is in the building with Miss Moore's ex. And there is going to be a problem. This venue is small. They're bound to run into each other at some point. That would be catastrophic. Delightful. So, X-Pac facing the Honky-Tonk Man. The Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart in his corner. Well, tell you what, I think I prefer to see the Honky-Tonk Man pick up the win in this particular matchup. Yeah, I get that. You hate Scott Bell. It's understood.
And his opponent, accompanied by the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart from Memphis, Tennessee, weighing 260 pounds. Here is the Honky-Tonk Man.
Well, the party starts early with the Mouth of the South and his megaphone and his colorful stable. And out of that colorful stable tonight comes the Honky-Tonk Man, complete with his guitar, ready to lock it up with X-Pac. I don't think X-Pac's got a whole bunch of a chance. I don't either. Honky-Tonk Man outweighs him by a good chunk. And I'll tell you what, the longest reigning at one time, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in WWF history. And something to certainly be reckoned with. X-Pac is not in the Honky-Tonk Man's league. I don't care what anyone says, Danny. But I will give him a 7 out of 10 for his Elvis impersonation. You know, it ain't just the rhinestone jumpsuit. It's the sideburns. The sideburns are always a difference maker, Gino. All right, well, here's our first match on its way. Tom Kanamura rings the bell. They come center ring. They lock it up. X-Pac. Look at this. Flips. And there's a back suplex. Very athletic. Here's a pin. But only a 1. An overhand right from X-Pac. Honky-Tonk Man counters with a shot. Rounds up X-Pac. Off the top rope, down he goes. The Honky-Tonk Man with a double shot to the chest of X-Pac. Follows that up with a classic Memphis-style fist drop, a kick to the side of the head. Honky-Tonk Man's turned it around rather quickly. He sure has. Beating the brakes off of X-Pac. Presently, there's an elbow to the top of the skull. X-Pac with a drop kick. Succeeds in putting the Honky-Tonk Man out on the apron. Jimmy Hart screaming at X-Pac. Tom Kinemura's got to take the megaphone away. Honky-Tonk Man gets hung up on the top rope. Look at this. Scott Bell is getting directly involved. Now, what did I tell? Look at that. A vertical suplex on the Honky-Tonk Man. Not bad for a man with a fractured collarbone and 3 cracked ribs. And look at Tom Kinemura has ejected Scott Bell. Well, that's good. We get some peace in this match. X-Pac whipped to the ropes. There's an elbow from the Honky-Tonk Man. Scott Bell is out of here. What time, too. What'd I tell you? He wasn't even here 5 minutes before he went ahead and did something stupid. Elbow to the leg. And a set of hard right hands to the knee of X-Pac from the Honky-Tonk Man. HTM with a kick to the leg of X-Pac. Tried to get away, but he couldn't. Honky-Tonk Man nails him again. Another set of shots to the knee of X-Pac. He's not doing too well without his master at ringside, is he? Nope. There we go. Beautiful elbow across the chest. HTM covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2. But nope. X-Pac still in the game. The Honky-Tonk Man takes a little walk with X-Pac. Drives him into the turnbuckle. He counters with an elbow. Finds his way out of the corner. Comes up off the top. Well, that was pretty good. And certainly took the Honky-Tonk Man down. Trying to keep him down too. Slams his head to the canvas and going for a pin. Just a 1. And Jimmy Hart letting X-Pac have it with the megaphone. Look at this. How ironic. Jimmy Hart still here. Too short Popeye? Gone. Relieved by the referee. You get what you pay for. X-Pac whipped to the ropes. Back body drop from the Honky-Tonk Man. He rounds up X-Pac. Is this a hammerlock? The ref keeping an eye on it, but X-Pac finds his way out. HTM whipped to the ropes. X-Pac ducks under, leapfrogs, and HTM takes him down. Pretty nice counter from the Honky-Tonk Man. HTM rounded up by X-Pac. There's the flip again, and then into the back suplex one more time. This is such a pointless move, damn it. I mean, the flip isn't just maybe it's athletic or something. I don't know. It just doesn't. It seems redundant somehow. Well, you know, it's a move. HTM doing a little bit of that shake, rattle, and roll. Misses the kick on X-Pac. X-Pac gets a hold on him. Whips him to the ropes. Oh, man. Flapjacks face first into the mat. HTM in the corner. X-Pac putting the boot to the throat of the Honky-Tonk Man. Jimmy Hart hasn't been as stupid as Too Short. Hasn't gotten directly involved. Jimmy Hart's always been smarter. The Honky-Tonk Man sets X-Pac up. Vertical suplex. Nicely done by HTM. The Honky-Tonk Man rounds up X-Pac. There's a kick to the gut, an overhand right, and down goes X-Pac. HTM whips him to the ropes. Honky dunks under, and there's a back body drop to X-Pac. X-Pac gathered up again by the Honky-Tonk Man. Escorted to the far right corner, smashed head first into the turnbuckle. HTM hauls him out. X-Pac quick with the counter and into an inverted DDT. Look at this. X-Pac turning things around here. Well, maybe not for long. These two are going to start trading shots. I'm putting my money on HTM as far as that's concerned. He's certainly going to outlast X-Pac, I think. HTM battling back here against X-Pac as these two guys trade hard shots back and forth. X-Pac catches a measured right hand from the Honky-Tonk Man, and that puts a wrap on that dispute. Out to the floor rolls X-Pac. HTM up the top. Beautiful flying crossbody, but a nice bit of hang time. The ref already engaged in the count. X-Pac rounded up again by HTM. Tried to drive him into the ring steps, but he put on the brakes. Well, the back suplex worked just as well. Honky-Tonk Man playing to the crowd. X-Pac's laid out. There's another fist drop. There's another one. And there's a third one with one to grow on. Well, X-Pac's getting his ass kicked. And that referee's count is starting to get up there. Driven into the ring steps went X-Pac. HTM gets a hold on him. Drives him towards the other side of the ring. And that count's getting up there. Tom Kanemaru keeping it going. HTM sets him up. And there it is, the swing ding neckbreaker on X-Pac on the outside. Honky-Tonk might have hurt himself on that one. HTM rounds him up again. That count is getting real tight. There's a scoop slam from HTM. Rounds up X-Pac one more time. Gets himself back inside the ring. Ah, well, now I see what he was up to. We got ourselves a count out here, Gino.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has counted out X-Pac, your winner, by way of a countout, the Honky-Tonk Man.
We'll take it, Gino. A countout is better than a draw. The Honky-Tonk Man picking himself up a countout win over X-Pac. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We'll be back with our next match in just a moment. Stay with us. All right, Nathan Frazer made his debut a couple of weeks ago, and he's been burning up the track. Tonight he's back, going up against Mad Dog Mark McKay, accompanied by Miss Morse X at ringside.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next match, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Carteret, New Jersey, weighing 182 pounds, Nathan Frazer.
The new kid on the block, Benny, doing phenomenally well for himself. Nathan Frazer making another appearance here tonight on Late Night, going one-on-one against the Mad Dog. And that's going to be an interesting confrontation. Incidentally, I mentioned Mad Dog Mark McKay on his way out here for this match. He may have run into Too Short Welfare Popeye Scott Bell when he was on his way out, having been ejected in the last match. I hope he has. I hope they've met, and I hope something horrible. I hope Scott Bell is lying in a corridor back here someplace, lying there unconscious and helpless. And
You know, Gino, I say this with all the love in the world. Reel it in.
oh, Danny, do have a heart. Let me speak ill of the man. He's only just come back.
And his opponent, accompanied by Miss Morse X from Ithaca, New York, weighing 205 pounds, Mr. Markomania, Mad Dog Mark McKay.
And you, Danny, I'm surprised at you. Sympathy for a blackmailer. Come on, honestly.
You know, it's hard. It's real difficult, you know? But anyway,
Miss Morse X
doesn't have to worry about her identity being revealed anymore. You know, everybody's pretty scared to even bring it up. I used to hear all kinds of theories and rumors all over the place backstage.
Like anyone else, I've got my own theory. I'm smart enough not to give it utterance, because I don't want any problems and I have respect for the business. And this was the principal thing. This is why Scott Bell got tossed across that room. It was a blatant violation of the respect we have for masked wrestlers and managers.
You know, unless Scott Bell takes it on the arches right now and leaves the building right away, there's still a good chance these two are going to run into each other.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Danny.
Gino, there are nights when you're really difficult, and this is one of those nights.
Leave me alone. Call the match. All right, well, here we go. Referee Tom Kanamura rings the bell. Nathan Frazer opens up with a right, goes behind Don Mad Dog Mark McKay. Tries for the reverse Russian leg sweep, don't get it. Mad Dog Mark McKay gets a hold on him, lines him up against the ropes. McKay with a top rope choke on Nathan Frazer. McKay countered by Frazer. There's a kick to the head and a nice standing moonsault. This kid is quick. He's one of his strongest selling points. McKay countered with an arm grab. Nathan Frazer catches a left, a right, another right, and a spinning back fist. Staggers him back a couple steps. Over out onto the apron. Nathan Frazer catches a couple of shots and a hangman off the top rope. Out onto the floor. Nathan Frazer, Mad Dog Mark McKay. All the way up on the top turnbuckle. Here he comes. Flying punch off the top. Nathan Frazer offering a lot of retaliation here. Strictly on the defensive all the way. Well, yeah, so far. Nathan Frazer taking a beating from Mad Dog Mark McKay. With Miss Morse X keeping an eye on the proceedings. Nathan Frazer rolled back inside the ring. McKay rolls him over, covers, hooks the leg. But only 8-2. Not near enough. McKay turns Nathan Frazer over, drops the elbow on the leg. Nathan Frazer counters with a shot to the face. Quickly gets himself back up, delivers a set of shots to McKay. Look at this. Well, that was beautiful. Nice victory roll from Nathan Frazer. Stalking the Mad Dog. He comes off the ropes, and there's a side kick to the back of the head of Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay whipped to the ropes again. Nathan Frazer, real ambitious, does a beautiful suplex off the ropes. A stomp to the back of the head. Nathan Frazer turns it around here real quick. And now it's Mad Dog Mark McKay on the defensive. McKay finding himself in trouble rather suddenly. Heel hook stretch locked in by Nathan Frazer right in front of Miss Morse X. Frazer delivers a snap to the leg of the Mad Dog. Mad Dog catching all kinds of beatings to that left leg from Nathan Frazer. Flips him over again. He's going back for more. Talk about a glutton. Frazer comes off the top. Wow. That was a big mistake. I should say so. What happens when you get a little bit too ambitious with the aerial moves? You've got to pace those things. Head first into the turnbuckle goes Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay counters the whip. Look at this. Nathan Frazer with a beautiful ovation. Comes up off the rope, swing and a miss from McKay. And a jumping elbow. Takes McKay down to the canvas center ring again. Nathan Frazer. Talk about wow. I told you, it was very impressive. He's got Mad Dog McKay on the defensive again. McKay slips out from under the moonsault. Rounds up Nathan Frazer. Has him all the way up. Nice, long vertical suplex. McKay going for another pin. One. Just the one that time. Kick to the back of the head of Nathan Frazer. A knee driven into the face. Right in the nose. Nathan Frazer on the outside. Here comes McKay. Boom. Like a locomotive. Hit him with the shoulder. Out to the floor went Nathan Frazer. Tom Kanamura already got the count going. McKay follows him on out. Gets got in the rear waistlock. Gets the bumps. Rush back inside the ring from Nathan Frazer. I don't think he wants any of McKay on the outside. He can't perform out there. Mad Dog McKay with a scoop slam. Frazer quickly back up. Whoa. A flying cross chop. Taking McKay down to the canvas suddenly. A great deal of back and forth in this match. Very good one so far. A stomp to the leg of McKay from Nathan Frazer. Frazer flips him over against center ring and going right back to work on the left leg of Mad Dog Mark McKay.
He's going to be in a lot of trouble tomorrow. Hope he ain't got to do any walking. Nathan Frazer charges drop kick right to the sternum of Mad Dog Mark McKay. The Mad Dog in trouble now. Miss Morse X leaning in a little bit, looking a little bit worried. Nathan Frazer on the top turnbuckle. Mad Dog McKay gets stood up. Big time standing drop kick off the top. Here's a cover from Frazer. 1, 2. And again, Mad Dog Mark McKay finding his way out of danger. Clothesline from McKay. There's a second one. The Mad Dog takes him down a third time. Into the corner goes Nathan Frazer. McKay charges. There's a clothesline again. And down goes Nathan Frazer. The Mad Dog covers. 1, 2. Well, no. The fans are certainly getting their money's worth in this one. Mad Dog McKay trying to put this one away. Hasn't been too successful so far. McKay. Well, look at this. Desperate times call for desperate measures, so it would seem. Well, at least he doesn't have Miss Morse doing it for him. Oh, that was a beautiful, beautiful neck breaker from Nathan Frazer. McKay gets stood up here. There's a set of right hands. And an elbow to the face of Mad Dog Mark McKay as Tom Canamora fixes the turnbuckle. Another flying cross chop with a kip up and everything from Nathan Frazer. Wow. Tries to drive the knee into the side of the head of McKay. He sidestepped it. Up against the ropes goes Frazer. He counters with another forearm. Comes up off the mid. Whoa, that was beautiful. And with a pin and everything. Look at this. 1, 2. Oh, he is actually amazing when he turns himself loose. Hard kick to the back of the Mad Dog. Nathan Frazer with the super kick. Oh, man. You know, Shawn Michaels is going to sue him for stealing his material. McKay in the corner. Nathan Frazer charges a chop across the chest. Whipped out of the corner goes McKay. And another slide low drop kick to the side of the head of the Mad Dog. It looks like he's losing this match at this point. Time is running out. Off the top, beautiful move. Another pin attempt from Frazer. 1, 2. Again, no dice. Mad Dog Mark McKay making sure the referee saw that shoulder go. Nathan Frazer has to go back from start, but Mad Dog McKay is in big trouble. Frazer turns it around. Oh, missed the one from a 450 splash to a 450 crash. Kick to the midsection from McKay. Exploiting the mistake. There's a neck breaker to Nathan Frazer. McKay covers. 1, 2. You can chop this one up. Mad Dog Mark McKay picking up the win by pinfall.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time of the match, 8 minutes and 6 seconds, and your winner, Mad Dog Mark McKay.
Well, this one came down to Nathan Frazer making a huge mistake. Went to the well once too often with the aerial moves, and it cost him. Mad Dog McKay reversed the process and wound up picking up the win. Fans will be right back in just a minute with more RWL Late Night. Well, Danny, as we continue, the first of 2 ladies' matches on tap this evening. Obnoxious Brandi Knox makes a return tonight, set to face the significant other of Wild Thing Wayne Teague of the Psychedelics, Miss D-Luscious.
Hey, wow, that's all right. It's been a long time since she competed last.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following singles match will fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Pawtucket, Rhode Island, here is Obnoxious Brandi Knox.
All right, so this gal's been salty ever since the divestment of the Belt Council at the War Games about 2 years ago. And she's been bitter ever since. She's made like zero progress. In fact, the last time her and D-Luscious met was almost 2 years ago on RWL Rage in November of 2024.
Wow, that is a long time. It's been equally long. However, for D-Luscious, who appears very rarely, and usually times when Wild Thing Wayne Teague has a little bit of time off, so he can stand ringside on her behalf. Now, Brandi Knox, she won the last match between them at Rage in 24. And I think D-Luscious is probably looking to get a little bit of, sweet revenge. It can't be denied. Brandi's career has been on a wing and a prayer ever since the Bell Council got broken up.
And her opponent, accompanied by Snarl Tag Team Champion Wild Thing Wade Tate from St. Augustine Parish, Louisiana. Here is D-Luscious.
A great many rarities in this picture, Denny. Wild Thing Wayne Tate out of his ring gear, looking very GQ. And D-Luscious sporting one of Wild Thing Wayne Tate's zebra skin ring vests. They are quite the couple, aren't they?
Yup, terrific couple. Wild Thing Wayne Tate. Yeah, it's pretty amazing to see him like that, especially when all you ever see of him is his ring gear. But D-Luscious, looking to get a little bit even with Brandi Knox for the loss she took to her back in November of 2024.
She's had 2 whole years to brood on it. Yeah, that's a lot of pent-up hostility.
Well, let's see if she unloads on obnoxious Brandi Knox. Willie Johnson rings the bell. D-Luscious charges, gets a hold of her from behind. Brandi Knox in the headlock with the headlock punch. Down goes Brandi. Brandi on the mat. D-Luscious delivers a stomp to the shoulder. Brandi Knox in trouble right away. D-Luscious, like I said, unloading on her, Gino.
Definitely. Talk about pent-up hostility.
D-Luscious, with Brandi on the mat, takes herself all the way up to the top turnbuckle. Elbow drop right across the chest of obnoxious Brandi Knox. Brandi, rounded up, takes a set of shots, and a side suplex. D-Luscious. Oh, she's definitely been in the training area.
And clearly, performing very well.
Brandi misses her grapple. D-Luscious with the vertical suplex. Wild Thing Wayne Tate cheering her on. What a couple these two, really. Brandi whips to the ropes. D-Luscious collides with her. Double throat chop to Brandi. Brandi whipped to the corner. D-Luscious moves right in on her. Rounds her up into the tree of woe.
This doesn't bode well.
A boot to the throat of Brandi Knox. D-Luscious goes for a pin. But no dice. Brandi Knox still too fresh. A set of hard lefts to the side of the head. And a stomp to the gut from D-Luscious. D-Luscious moves in again on Brandi. Whips her to the ropes. Ducks under. Here comes Brandi. And look at this wheelbarrow suplex from D-Luscious. Here's a pin. 1, 2. Wow. Whoa. That was kind of scary.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time was 1 minute and 58 seconds, and your winner, D-Luscious.
Well, D-Luscious and the Wild Thing taking a little victory lap for themselves, and why not a terrific win for D-Luscious over obnoxious Brandi Knox. We'll be back with a tag team match in just a minute. Alright, coming up next on RWL Late Night Legends Division Tag Action, the Iron Sheik and Tojo Yamamoto locking it up against the Hart Foundation, Bret the Hitman Hart and Jim the Anvil Knight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following Legends Tag Team match set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first at a combined weight of 470 pounds, the Iron Sheik and Tojo Yamamoto.
The Sheik and Tojo back with us again. Oh, Denny, what a terrific tag team these two have become. With Tojo Yamamoto taking the place of the Iron Sheik's former tag team partner Nikolai Volkov, now a member of the Red Star Confederation along with Ivan and Nikita Koloff. So, the Iron Sheik wanted to compete in tag team action and selected Tojo Yamamoto as his partner, and they have been working like gangbusters. They sure have. And I'll tell you what, they're going to have a terrific match tonight against the Hart Foundation.
Yeah, it'll be a tough climb for Bret and the Anvil.
Yeah, they're going into this one downcast. They lost their potential title shot. The Graham and Ventura will be facing Sarge and the Patriot for the titles Saturday night at Snarl.
Their opponents at a total combined weight of 510 pounds. From Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Bret the Hitman Hart, and from Reno, Nevada, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, the Hart Foundation.
Yes, unfortunately, Bret and the Anvil has had a terrific run of luck. Most of it bad. As you point out, they lost their potential title shot against Sarge and the Patriot to Superstar Graham and Jesse Ventura. And they're going to have to win a match soon before they start going even further down the ladder.
Which is why they're facing the Sheik and Tojo here tonight, and not Sarge and the Patriot at Snarl in Leeds on Saturday.
And so, Danny, who do you like in this one?
Isn't it obvious? The Sheik and Tojo have got a better win-loss record than the Hart Foundation.
Can't argue with that.
Tojo and the Hitman. Starting things off, Willie Johnson rings the bell. They lock it up, kick to the midsection, and a DDT to Tojo right away with an immediate pin from the Hitman. One. Only a one.
Another attempt at a quick pin. You get to see one work. Gonna surprise us one of these days and it'll actually happen.
Yeah, that'll be pretty crazy. Bret the Hitman Hart with a kick to the head of Tojo Yamamoto. Follows that up with a kick to the back. The Hitman, with a hold on Tojo, takes a walk with him to the Hart Foundation corner, head first into the buckle. Tojo counters with an elbow. Bret counters with a kick. And Tojo, right back into that Hart Foundation corner, he's gonna go.
Perhaps not. Bret's taking too long. There you go, you see? Elbows to the midsection from Tojo.
Tojo Yamamoto taking advantage of the delay. Bret the Hitman Hart counters with a shot to the gut and a chop. Wow. Russian leg sweep to Tojo Yamamoto near the Hart Foundation corner. Tojo being cut off from the other half of the ring and away from the Iron Sheik. A set of chops from the Hitman, an uppercut. And here comes Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Tojo, he's in a bit of a spot.
Overhand right from the Anvil. Tojo back up on his feet, evades the shot from the Anvil, but winds up in a front cradle anyway. Gets his back smashed into the turnbuckle and hurled out towards center. There's a pin from the Anvil, but the Iron Sheik. Oh, there goes Willie Johnson too.
There goes the opportunity for a pin. It should erupt into total chaos at this point.
The Iron Sheik brought in on the tag. The Anvil misses the clothesline. Iron Sheik runs up the Anvil. Talk about power. Into the buckle, out towards center. The Iron Sheik with a blatant choke on Jim the Anvil Neidhart. The Sheik with a knee right to the head. The Anvil almost in as much trouble as the Hitman was.
And the Iron Sheik and Tojo firmly with the advantage in place right away.
And here comes Tojo Yamamoto again. Jim the Anvil Neidhart on the outside, looking a little disoriented. The Hitman tags Tojo with a shot from the outside. Clothesline over the top. Out to the floor goes the Anvil. Tojo moves in on him. Kick to the midsection. The Anvil going for a power bomb right here. Into the lip of the apron and to the side of the ring. Ow. Wow. Tojo Yamamoto catches a knee from the Anvil. Gets driven into the ring steps.
And the Anvil starting to battle back here.
Tojo with a kick to Jim the Anvil Neidhart, drives him into the barricade. Tojo rounds him back up. The Anvil counters with a knee. Back into the ring goes Tojo Yamamoto. Jim the Anvil Neidhart showing the fans that he's all right. He's in good shape. And that so far, not a lot of damage done.
So far, not really a great deal of damage done, but still, the advantage still going to the Sheik and Tojo, at least for the moment.
Head first into the turnbuckle. Tojo counters but catches a cheap shot from the Hitman on a double axe handle. On a distracted Tojo as Bret the Hitman Hart makes the tag. Here comes the Iron Sheik. Both teams switching out partners here. The Sheik misses his move. Counters with a shot to the midsection of Bret the Hitman Hart. Hitman counters. The Hitman with a nice fireman's carry. Takes the Iron Sheik down to the mat. Catching shots from everybody in the Hart Foundation in the corner. The Iron Sheik with the pile driver. Bret the Hitman Hart laid him out. Here's a cover. 1, 2. Near to a near fall as we've had so far. Bret the Hitman Hart rounded up by the Iron Sheik. Nice counter into a DDT. A stomp with the Persian boots of the Iron Sheik. The Hitman taken down to the canvas. The Iron Sheik every bit as good a technical wrestler as the Hitman. Look at this single leg grab. Bret the Hitman Hart sweeps the leg, takes the Iron Sheik down to the mat. A counter kick from the Iron Sheik. The Anvil tags him with another cheap shot. Yeah, then he brains it all to get out of that corner. The Iron Sheik rolls to the outside. He goes after the Anvil. He's pissed. Jim the Anvil Neidhart brought in on the tag. A throat chop to the Iron Sheik. Swing and a miss from the Iron Sheik and into an atomic drop. Meantime, the Iron Sheik recovering. Making his way back to his tag corner. Wrist clutch kicks and a clothesline to Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Excuse me, that was Tojo Yamamoto. This is a bear when they got two bald guys in there. Tojo Yamamoto catches a flying crossbody from Bret the Hitman Hart. The Hitman and the Anvil trying to turn it around here. Follow neckbreaker to Tojo. The Iron Sheik catches a shot and a dropkick that puts him out to the outside. Tojo going for a quick pin on Bret. 1. Hardly even 1. Bret the Hitman Hart getting tagged with lefts to the head and a stomp to the midsection. Tojo with running forearms to Bret the Hitman Hart. The Hitman takes a hard clothesline center ring. He's favoring the neck. He tagged him a beauty on that one. Tojo stalking the Hitman here. Goes behind. Inverted fireman's carry. Spike knee to the head. Down goes the Hitman. Here's a cover. But the Anvil appearing like magic to save the day here. Tojo goes right back in on those mounted punches. And another stomp. And here comes the Iron Sheik again. Bret, meantime, rolls to the outside. He's laid out, counting the ring lights. Sheiky baby goes after Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Neidhart counters him. And now we got total bedlam. The three-ring circus. Like Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey back in the day. Bret the Hitman Hart duking it out on the outside. He makes his way back to the ring. Tojo rolled back into the ring by the Iron Sheik. The Iron Sheik rounded up by Bret the Hitman Hart. What a tussle that was. Over the shoulders and slammed to the floor. Went Bret the Hitman Hart. Iron Sheik rolls the Hitman back inside the ring. He takes himself topside. Here he comes. Elbow right across the lower back of Bret the Hitman Hart. Iron Sheik covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2. Oh, that was sudden. Iron Sheik and Tojo Yamamoto picking up the win over the Hart Foundation. I told you, Chino. Chuck up another win for the Sheik and Tojo over the Hart Foundation. Back to the drawing board for Bret the Anvil. When we come back, Jody Dvorak versus Cherie Roy, our main event tonight. In non-title ladies' main event tonight with Women's International Champion Jody Dvorak. And to lock up against Cherie Roy, the Queen of the Black Garden. This is an interesting main event matchup. I'm looking forward to it, Danny. Just a quick correct, Gino. Jody Dvorak is the ladies' Northern Champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's main event, a non-title ladies match, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Fontana, California, she is the reigning RWL Ladies Northern Champion, the Whip Kitten, Jody Dvorak.
Well, my bad, Danny. I guess I got my documents mixed up. Yes, Jody Dvorak is the ladies' Northern Champion, and Dione the Titaness is the Women's International Champion. But that aside, Jody Dvorak just off a match with Brenda Blair on Rage the other night, which Brenda Blair wound up winning. But Jody Dvorak Not letting that bother her. She's returning to work immediately. And this terrific main event matchup against Cherie Roy, who's definitely been up and coming in the singles ranks. We'll have to see how it all goes tonight.
And her opponent from the Twin Cities in Minnesota, she is the queen of the Black Garden, Cherie Roy.
All right, one half of Vicious and Delicious here tonight without Adam Breeze on this one alone, this main event matchup. And Cherie Roy hasn't had a whole lot of main event matchups, so this is actually a pretty big deal, especially going up against Ladies Northern Champion Jody Dvorak. It's a definite match that she would love to win. A significant feather in the cap for Cherie Roy, who's trying to advance her singles career along with Autumn Breeze. Doesn't mean Vicious and Delicious is done as a tag team, however. I'm sure we'll be seeing them competing in tag competition as well. They're as eager as any other ladies tag team to try and take down the undefeated streak of Las Reinas, Josie Rod and Lisa Rivera, and still remain women's world tag team champions and still remain undefeated to this day. Again, it would be a huge deal if Cherie Roy was to pick up this win over Jody Dvorak. Not sure if it's going to happen or not, but we can sure find out right about now. Referee Tom Kanamura rings the bell. The ladies come centering, lock it up, collar and elbow. Jody with a neckbreaker on Cherie Roy. Cherie Roy taken down center ring into a leg lock by Jody Dvorak. JD locked it in pretty good, but Cherie Roy turning it around, not good enough. A couple of hard right hands to the whip kitten Jody Dvorak. Cherie with a couple of kicks winds up the arm into a Russian leg sweep on Jody Dvorak. The ladies Northern Champion in some trouble here. Slammed face first into the mat by the Queen of the Black Garden. Cherie Roy goes air and nails her with a beautiful crossbody. There's a rolling elbow across the chest of Jody. Cherie Roy in control right about now. There's a leg snap to Jody. Jody needs to get up and start fighting back or she's in real trouble. She's already in pretty big trouble. Counter whip from Jody. She ducks under. Cherie Roy comes in, catches a kitchen sink knee to the midsection and an elbow right to the top of the dome. Oh, man. Jody Dvorak turns it around. Gets Cherie Roy down on the canvas, stomps the shoulder. The Memphis Millionaires rounds up the Queen of the Black Garden. Hard Irish whip to the ropes. A duck under. A leapfrog from Jody. And into a beautiful neck break. Cherie Roy catches a double axe handle to the back before she can even stand up. There's a set of chops. 4 of them in rapid succession. Cherie Roy has Jody up for the vertical suplex, but Jody turns it around. There's a chop block behind the knee, taking Cherie Roy down. Takes her right back down again into the leg lock. She's persistent. Keeps working on the same leg. It's actually a very good strategy. A set of hard right hands from Cherie Roy, the Queen of the Black Garden, with a hold on Jody. Hard whip to the ropes and to a spine buster. Near the cover from Cherie Roy. But only just the one, says Tom Kanamura. And Jody crawls her way to the top left corner. Cherie Roy hauls her back out of it. Comes off the bottom rope. Look at this, a beautiful little victory roll with a pin. But not even a one that time. Jody must have been onto that one. There's a kick to the back and a stomp to the midsection from Cherie Roy. A kick to the chest of Jody Dvorak. Another stomp. Cherie Roy putting the boots to the Memphis Millionaires in a big way. She knows how important this match is. She's going to try and win it by any means necessary. Cherie Roy
riling up the crowd here a little bit as she rounds up the whip kitten. Jody, rounded up by Cherie, hard whip to the ropes, over the top, out onto the floor. And the Queen of the Black Garden going right on out after her. There's a stomp. Jody with an elbow, a quick counter. The Memphis Millionaires with a fisherman suplex on the outside to Cherie Roy. Makes her way back inside. She's something else, ain't she? And taunting Cherie Roy. Cherie whips to the ropes again. And into that beautiful neck breaker one more time. Jody covers again. One. And Cherie Roy determined not to take that pin. A choke right in front of the ref. No apologies, no nothing from Jody Dvorak. Jody rounds her up, gets countered with a jawbreaker from Cherie Roy. Roy whips her to the ropes, ducks under, and into a spine buster and into the pin again. One. But again, just a one. You can clearly see Cherie Roy is determined to try and win this match. Cherie with the running bulldog on Jody, slams her head face first into the mat. Here's another pin. That's the two that time. From a near fall, she keeps going. She could win. Jody crawls her way to a standing position in the corner. Cherie Roy countered with a vicious elbow from Jody Dvorak. She goes behind a rear waistlock, gets a hold on Cherie Roy, lines her up against the ropes. And now bouncing her off the ropes with forearm shots to the back. From behind the rear waistlock again, another shot to the back with the forearm whip to the ropes. Cherie Roy comes off the ropes, leapfrog from Jody. She misses the move, but tags her with a right. Goes behind, makes a quick correction. Look at this, a helicopter spin. Pretty nice takedown from a disrespectful slap to the head too. Wow. Jody Dvorak, oh, he's tough as nails. Everyone remembers that Hell in a Cell match between her and Liberty Belle Danielle. Driving knees into the head of the Queen of the Black Garden. Jody Dvorak taking control of this one. There's an arm snap. And into an armbar. Jody Dvorak trying to turn this one around. Cherie Roy, after like 3 pin attempts, he's clearly on a mission to win. Jody, oh my, whoa. Oh, hard set of forearms to the back of the head. You can knock a person out doing that. And there's an elbow across the chest, and there's another one. Wow. Jody Dvorak battling back in a big weight. Oh, drives the knee right into the forehead of Cherie Roy, followed up with a stomp to the back. Oh, here we go. Jody just stamping every available inch of the Queen of the Black Garden that she can put her boots to. He has certainly turned around quickly, didn't he? Cherie Roy laid out, elbow across the chest from the Memphis Millionaires, who goes for the cover. 1, 2. Oh, Cherie Roy definitely not giving up without a fight. Jody gets a hold on Cherie Roy again, another whip to the ropes, another kitchen sink knee to the midsection. Jody Dvorak signaling to the fans she's going to wrap this one up and take it on home. Man, she is in shape. A fantastic physique on Jody Dvorak, to be sure. Jody takes her down center ring. And look at this armbar. Trying to dismember Cherie Roy. Tom Kanemaru keeping an eye on it. Jody releases the hold. I can't imagine why she would do that. She's got another idea. All the way up on the top far right turnbuckle as Cherie Roy gets to a standing position. There's an elbow right to the head. Oh, she's out. Oh, forget it. Jody Dvorak dragging an unconscious Cherie Roy towards center. Covers and hooks the leg. And that is going to do it. Jody Dvorak picking up the win in our main event by pinfall.
Time of the match, ladies and gentlemen, 7 minutes and 45 seconds, and your winner, Jody Dvorak.
You know, Jody recently said in an interview she brings it every match, every night, and she just proved it again with a nice non-title win over Cherie in tonight's main event. The Whip Kitten, the Memphis Millionaires, picking up the 3-count pinfall in our main event tonight. All right, Danny, that's all we've got time for this evening. That's right. Fans, we'd like to thank all of you for being part of tonight's RWL Late Night card. Stick around because coming up next, immediately following, is going to be RWL Snarl with Hangman Tex Lynch and his boys. So for myself and Gene Berrie, I've been Chicago Danny Awesome. Thanks. We'll see you next time. Don't know when that's going to be, but we'll be sure to be here. Catch you next time, folks. Good night, everybody.
Night.